the problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And
some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
So horrible to me that I think a lot of people were determined to help this black man be successful because of what had happened.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
Kevin Hart's face is everywhere. Movie posters, award shows, even your grandma's favorite tequila ads. He's Hollywood's golden boy, the guy who went from stand-up stages to a billion-dollar empire, all with that infectious laugh and relentless hustle. But what if that perfect smile is masking something way shadier? Whispers are circulating, and they're getting louder. Every time Kevin climbs another rung on the Hollywood ladder, someone else, especially black men in the industry, gets knocked off. Katt Williams, and Monique, and now Shannon Sharpe are all caught in scandals or setbacks, while Kevin keeps shining. Is this just the game of fame, or is there a calculated playbook at work? Let's dive into the drama, peel back the layers, and figure out what's really going on behind Hollywood's glitzy curtain.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on a talk show this morning.
You look
said
good
no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brain.
Let's start with Kevin Hart's rise, because it's a story that feels almost too perfect. Born in Philadelphia in 1979, Kevin grew up with a single mom, navigating a tough neighborhood where his older brother was caught up in street life. Comedy became his escape, and by the early 2000s, he was grinding in comedy clubs, trying to make a name. His big break came with Soul Plane in 2004, a raunchy comedy that was supposed to be his ticket to stardom, except it wasn't. The movie tanked, pulling in just $14 million domestically against a $25 million budget. Critics roasted it, calling it a stereotype fest that set black comedy back. For most actors, a flop that big would have been a career ender. But Kevin, he bounced back like it was nothing. By 2006, he landed a sitcom, The Big House, on ABC. By 2011, he was starring in Think Like a Man, and soon after, he was the go-to guy for buddy comedies like Ride Along and Jumanji. Today, he's got a net worth pushing $450 million, hosting gigs, and partnerships with brands like Chase and Gran Cormino to keep that screams American dream. But here's the question, how did Kevin go from a box office bomb to Hollywood's darling so fast? While his peers were grinding, Kevin was landing roles like they were handed to him on a silver platter. And that's where the whispers start. Why do his wins seem to come when others crash? Now, let's talk about Katt Williams, because his story is the flip side of Kevin's fairy tale. Katt, born in 1971 in Cincinnati, was a comedy prodigy. By the late 1990s, he was a legend in the comedy circuit, packing clubs with his raw, unfiltered style. His 2006 special, Pimp Chronicles PT1, was a cultural moment, edgy, hilarious, and unapologetically black. Hollywood took notice, and Katt landed roles in movies like Friday After Next as Money Mike, stealing scenes with his quick wit. But by the late 2000s, something shifted. Katt's projects started drying up. Rumors swirled about him being unstable or on drugs, with media outlets painting him as a meltdown waiting to happen. In his viral 2024 Club Shay Shay interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt dropped a bombshell. He wasn't falling apart, he was being pushed out. He claimed roles written for him, like a disturbing bathroom assault scene in Friday After Next, were handed to Kevin after Katt refused to do anything degrading. Katt said he'd been drug tested every 3 months for 15 years, with 0 narcotics in his system, and had no arrests to back up the crazy label. Yet, while Katt was getting blacklisted, Kevin was snagging those same roles, building his brand as the safe comedian. Katt's exact words? In 15 years in Hollywood, no one remembers a sold-out Kevin Hart show or a standing ovation at a comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Is Katt just bitter, or was someone clearing the path for Kevin by shoving others aside? This brings us to one of Hollywood's ugliest open secrets, the dress controversy. In the 2000s and 2010s, there was a weird trend where black male comedians were pressured to wear dresses for laughs. Think Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor, Martin Lawrence in Big Mama's House, or Tyler Perry's Medea franchise. It became a running joke, but not everyone was laughing. Dave Chappelle famously went on Oprah in 2006.
This dress on, and what, a prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be.
And said he walked away from a $50 million Chappelle Show deal because producers pushed him to wear a dress, which he saw as a humiliating stereotype. Katt Williams was just as vocal, refusing roles that required him to play the fool. In his Club Shay Shay interview, Katt said he turned down scripts with degrading scenes, only to see them go to Kevin. And here's the kicker: Kevin, who once swore he'd never wear a dress, did just that in movies like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, where he played a comedic sidekick in a skit that leaned into stereotypes. Fans noticed, and Katt called it proof Kevin was playing the game. Meanwhile, comedians like Chappelle and Katt, who stood their ground, faced backlash, canceled projects, bad press, even whispers of being difficult. Was this just Hollywood's quirky sense of humor, or a deliberate move to reward those who complied and punish those who didn't? But the drama doesn't stop with Katt. Enter Shannon Sharpe, the NFL legend turned media mogul, whose Club Shay Shay podcast became ground zero for this controversy. Sharpe, born in 1968 in Georgia, went from a Hall of Fame tight end to a sports commentator with a massive following. His podcast, launched in 2020, was a hit for its raw, unfiltered interviews with stars like Katt and Monique. But in 2024, after Katt's explosive interview, Sharpe's world turned upside down. A 19-year-old OnlyFans model named Gabriella Zuniga filed a $50 million lawsuit against him, alleging manipulation, race play, and violent threats. The details are wild. Zuniga, who goes by She Is Carly online, claimed she met Sharpe at a gym in 2023 when he was 54. Their relationship, she says, started consensual but turned dark, with Sharpe allegedly pressuring her into a secret fling, making violent threats, and recording her without consent. The lawsuit dropped right as Sharpe was reportedly finalizing a $100 million media deal, a deal that started crumbling as brands pulled back and guests ghosted him. Sharpe's team fought back, calling it a shakedown and releasing explicit texts from Zuniga that suggested roleplay and financial arrangements. But the timing? Way too convenient. Katt had warned Sharpe on air, the gatekeepers play dirty. Did Sharpe's platform, which amplified voices like Katt's, make him a target? Here's where things get even murkier. Jaguar Wright, a singer and self-proclaimed industry whistleblower, threw gasoline on the fire. Wright, known for her bold claims about Hollywood's underbelly, said Zuniga wasn't just some random model. She alleged Zuniga had ties to a powerful Hollywood family, possibly linked to Melrose Place actress Daphne Zuniga, who's rumored to move in elite circles. Wright claimed Gabriella was planted, backed by heavy hitters to take Sharpe down. The lawsuit's legal team, led by Tony Busby, the same lawyer who's gone after Jay-Z and Diddy, was suspiciously high-powered for a 19-year-old. Zuniga brought receipts, screenshots, voice memos, even hints of unreleased videos. Sharpe's lawyer confirmed he offered her a $10 million payout to drop the case, which screams fear more than guilt. Online, fans started digging, only to find Zuniga's social media scrubbed clean after the lawsuit hit. Wright's take? This was a coordinated hit, not a messy fling gone wrong. And who's staying silent through all this? Kevin Hart. The guy who never misses a chance to tweet or crack a joke is suddenly a ghost. Why's Hollywood's loudest voice so quiet when the drama's this loud? Now, let's connect the dots, because a pattern is starting to form. Katt Williams gets blacklisted after calling out Hollywood's shady practices. And Monique, who won an Oscar for Precious in 2009, saw her career stall after she accused producers like Tyler Perry and Oprah of blackballing her for demanding fair pay. She detailed her struggles on Club Shay Shay in 2023, saying she was labeled difficult for standing up for herself. Then there's Sharpe, who gave both Katt and Monique a platform to speak their truth. After Katt's interview went viral with 41 million views, Sharpe's hit with a lawsuit that could tank his career. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart's still hosting award shows, dropping Netflix specials, and cozying up with A-listers like The Rock. Every time a loud, unapologetic voice challenges the industry, they get sidelined, canceled deals, lawsuits, or smear campaigns. Kevin, though, he's untouchable, climbing higher while others fall. Fans are starting to ask, is Kevin just lucky, or is he tied to a system that rewards compliance and punishes defiance? This brings us to the wildest theory floating around, a concept fans are calling a staged takedown. It's not just about Sharpe or Katt, it's about a bigger Hollywood machine. Some insiders claim Zuniga's lawsuit was never about a personal beef. It was a warning shot to anyone who dares step out of line. The idea goes like this: Hollywood's gatekeepers don't like stars who speak too much truth. Katt's interview didn't just call out Kevin, it exposed the industry's playbook, from planted stars to manufactured scandals. And Monique's claims backed it up, detailing how she was iced out for refusing to play nice. Now Sharpe, who amplified their voices, is fighting for his reputation. The staged takedown theory suggests Zuniga was coached, maybe even protected, by powerful players to drop a lawsuit so explosive it'd silence Sharpe and send a message to others. Her scrubbed social media and high-powered legal team only fuel the speculation. Jaguar Wright doubled down, saying this kind of move is standard for Hollywood's elite, who use their influence to control narratives and crush dissent. It's not proven, it's what's being whispered online, but when you see the same names keep falling, it's hard to call it coincidence. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Hollywood's always been a game of power, where loyalty gets you far and rebellion gets you buried. Katt Williams, at 52, has spent decades calling out the industry's hypocrisy, from stolen jokes to degrading roles. His 2024 Club Shay Shay interview wasn't just a rant, it was a manifesto, predicting that all lies will be exposed in 2024. He named names: Diddy, Tyler Perry, even T.D. Jakes, claiming the industry's deviants were about to face the music. And Monique's been just as vocal, suing Netflix in 2019 for pay discrimination and winning a settlement in 2022. Sharpe, meanwhile, built Club Shay Shay into a platform for truth-tellers, racking up millions of views by letting stars speak unfiltered. But truth comes at a cost. Katt's been blacklisted, and Monique's been sidelined, and Sharpe's fighting a lawsuit that could end his media empire. Kevin Hart, though, he's still the golden boy, untouched by the chaos. Whether he's pulling strings or just standing in the right spot, the optics are brutal. Every time someone speaks out, they get hit hard, and Kevin's career climbs higher. So, what's the truth behind Kevin Hart's untouchable status? Is he just a savvy player who knows how to navigate Hollywood's maze? Or is there a darker game at play? Katt Williams says Kevin was handed his success, a plant propped up by gatekeepers who reward those who follow the script. And Monique's story suggests a system that punishes anyone who demands fairness. Sharpe's lawsuit feels like a calculated strike, time to derail his rise. And that staged takedown theory? It's speculative, sure, but when you see Zuniga's scrubbed accounts and high-powered lawyers, it's hard to dismiss outright. Kevin's silence through all this only makes the questions louder. He's got the connections, studios, networks, A-list pals like The Rock and Chris Rock. If he wanted to, he could shut down the rumors with a tweet. Instead, he's quiet, letting the drama swirl, while his brand stays spotless. Is he a master strategist, or just lucky? You tell me. This whole saga leaves us with one big question: is Hollywood a meritocracy, or a machine that picks winners and losers? Katt, and Monique, and Sharpe dared to call out the system, and they're paying a price: blacklists, lawsuits, lost deals. Kevin Hart, meanwhile, keeps winning, his smile never fading. Maybe he's just that good. Maybe he's playing a game we can't see. Or maybe the industry's gatekeepers have a playbook that rewards compliance and crushes rebellion. What do you think? Is Kevin Hart the mastermind, the beneficiary, or just a guy who got lucky? And is Sharpe's scandal a setup to silence him, or did he give his enemies the ammo they needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this drama's far from over. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because Hollywood's secrets are just starting to spill, and you don't want to miss what's next.